kids today.
Is it on? Check the back. There's a little button to turn on. If not, you can talk loud enough and it'll be good. I think you're on. You're good. You can just hold on to it if you want. Okay.
From Generation X to Generation Y to those darn millennials, adults have accused the current teenage generation of laziness. But what if we could change this? What if the current generation could be perceived as productive and engaged, motivated and innovative? I believe that pursuing our passions is one of our greatest rights and responsibilities, and that finding our inspiration is the greatest source of motivation. This past summer, while pursuing my own passion for theater at New York City Center, New York City Center, I was able to help other teenagers find their passions. So I assisted in planning the Off-Center Young Artist Mentorship, which combined two organizations, the Future Project and the Directory for Contemporary Musical Theater Writers. So the Future Project is a national movement to empower a generation to make a change. So there are dream directors, which are planted in schools all across the country, and they ask students what their passions are and ask them to answer in the form of an action. And the Directory for Contemporary Musical Theater Writers has the tagline, "Don't just sing any song." They're a group of professional composers who create new original music. So at New York City Center, I had the opportunity to combine these two ideas to create something completely new and innovative. We paired students from New York City public schools with professional composers to create a musical piece about their life in the city. On their final presentation in front of a live audience at New York City Center, they performed these incredibly powerful pieces that completely changed the sound of musical theater. They had no background or formal education in musical theater writing, but because they were given the opportunity and the guidance that they needed, they were able to follow something that had always been a passion of theirs. They wrote songs about family, poverty, peer pressure, and uncertainty, and they embodied what I think theater really is and should be. It's taking the world and organizing it on stage. So instead of sitting there hearing Oklahoma where the wind comes right behind the rain, I heard a girl talking about her struggle to transition from middle school to high school. So being a stereotypical theater kid, I believe that theater can go beyond theater and that theater has the power to change people. I think Andrew Mangino, who's the CEO of the Future Project, said it best when he said, "In order to change the world, you need to activate the leadership within people." I believe leadership is so much more than a quality or a position. It carries with it the opportunity and the responsibility to make a difference. I know it's hard to believe you can change the world with theater, but last summer at City Center, I saw it happen. And I think in a world where teenagers tend to be seen as just their college resume or what's on an application, why can't these hobbies be put to use? I'm constantly told that my hobbies don't matter, it's what I can make them sound like on an application. How do I make it sound better? How do I make myself seem better? But the thing is, teenagers aren't lazy. Well, sometimes we're lazy. But there's this obsession with applications and with image that is just this never-ending cycle because teenagers feel like what they do doesn't matter. So they don't look for their inspiration, and then their parents feel like, oh, well, I need to broaden their horizons and I need to make them sound amazing. And then teenagers feel even more discouraged from finding what actually makes them inspired and what makes them passionate. So I think that one of the most important things is that emerging science shows that young people actually, how they view themselves can predict what they're going to do later in life. So I think if we find that connection between education and life, we can create something so powerful by taking education outside the classroom. Because besides just theater, there's a girl who loves journalism and who wants to bring to light the issues that actually matter to her. And there's a boy who loves to play football, who wants his voice to reach farther than just the team. I know it's cheesy, but in classes we always talk about 21st century skills, and I'm sure you've all seen the brain poster in all of your classrooms. And I think that if we can actually take the lessons we learn and bring them outside the classroom, it would be so powerful, and I think teenagers will break the lazy teen stereotype and will actually find something that matters. I think in this room we have some of the greatest innovators of this generation, and we all have the potential to be leaders, but we need to find that spark, that support, and that inspiration. I think that if more is expected, more can be done. Thank you.